Welcome back to Department in the Spotlight. I am Commander Dave Orlosky with...
Command Master Chief Daniel Irwin.
And this week's Department in the Spotlight is MWR with...
John Benningfield.
So this week, we have some things going on with MWR. What do we have?
Well, the base installation, we have our Bonadori Festival coming up. That's going to be on August 18th. From the MWR side, we're out there providing drinks, entertainment, games and bouncy houses for all the children. Some of the entertainment that we have coming over, Navy Entertainment actually sent us a band. They're called Experimento, and they specialize in reggae, ska, a little bit of hip hop. So that ought to be a good mix of music for everybody out of the festival.
All right, what else do we have coming up?
So just last week we had our single sailor Mount Fuji trip. We sold out, had a full bus of single sailors make it up the mountain. Our next big tour with the single sailors that we have is our Lake Matosu overnight camping trip. That's going to be September 1st through the 3rd. It's actually 2 nights out at Motosko, as the Japanese call it. And this is actually my favorite campsite that we have, that I've been to in Japan. If you actually have a 1,000 yen bill, you can look at the back of a 1,000 yen, and you can see the view across the lake, looking over at Mount Fuji to see what you're going to see in the morning and the sunrise. It's pretty incredible. So that's going to be our next big trip for our single sailors. Later on in September, we will have our Run Around the Greens 10K. This is something that we haven't done in Atsugi in a number of years. So that's actually going to be a 10K out on the golf course. Notice I said run around the greens, not run through the greens. So we're going to try to avoid the playing area as much as possible. We're going to try to keep it in the cart paths or whatnot. But anybody that's been out to the golf course knows that there are some hills. There's a lot of different terrain, so it should be a lot of fun. We're going to start sign-ups at 6 o'clock, and then we're going to start the race at 6:30. Don't worry, there won't be golfers out on the course. We don't have to worry about running and avoiding golf balls as we're out there running. The golfers will start after we get started with the run, so it should be a good time. And that's going to be free for all participants that come out. Our next base event is going to be Oktoberfest. That's going to be Friday, September 28th from 1700 to 2000. That's going to be over at Club Trilogy. And very similar to last year, we're going to have 2 different specials for it. You will be able to purchase a blue band ticket, which will give you a stein and access to the buffet. And then we'll also just have a buffet ticket available. Nice. Prices and information will be coming out on that very shortly, but it'll be a good time. We'll have a Oompa band, some local band that we get, probably very similar to what we had last year, but it was a sellout last year, and it was a great time for our first Oktoberfest that we've done in Atsugi. Nice. And then our outdoor pool season ends in September, so what better way to end the outdoor pool season than with a La Fiesta pool party. That's going to be September 29th from 11 to 1500, and we actually have a Latin band coming in for that as well. It's going to be free for all to attend. We're actually partnering with the USO. They're going to be here. We're going to have some door prizes and whatnot for all the families that participate in that, and we will have a Latin-themed buffet for lunch that day too. So it's going to be free for all families and anybody that wants to come to that event.
Even the buffet is free?
Yes, even the buffet is free. So outside of those events, we just have a couple updates in some of our different program areas. Out at the golf course, our irrigation project is still ongoing. It's on track, no delays at the moment. It's been a long summer for us out at the golf course, having at least 5 or 6 holes closed at a given time. Mm-hmm. But our golf course staff has done a great job of maximizing the amount of folks that can come out there and play. Once this project is done, our course that's in great shape will be in even better shape, so I'm really looking forward to next summer whenever we have our full 18 and we get an entire growing season out there.
When's that project supposed to finish?
It's going to finish in November.
Okay.
We did have somebody hit a golf ball over the nets on number 7 recently, and it created some damage for a vehicle off base. So we have to put another preventive measure in place. So we'll be relocating a net to be right next to the tee box. That's probably going to take place sometime in the next month. We're waiting on site approval in order to make that happen.
Okay.
That's just something for everybody to look forward to. But as we talked with the Seabees, they didn't expect it to take longer than 2 or 3 days to make that project take place.
Okay.
Another potential thing that we're looking at for the golf course is we are looking at getting GPS for our golf carts, and that will be a huge, tremendous boost to our program that we have out there. That will allow us to better monitor pace of play, communicate better with all the folks that are out on the course. That works in English and Japanese.
Okay.
So for our honorary guests that we have come onto base, we'll be able to communicate and say, hey, you're behind your pace of play, and so on and so forth. And then for all the other players, they will be able to get accurate readings with the yardage from where their golf cart is,
Good
too.
for them.
Absolutely.
Good things for golfers.
And one more thing to touch on with the golf course is we just had our gourmet bean survey, and very thankful for everybody that put in input with that. We had well over 100 participants in that survey, so just want to thank everybody that participated, and they should be getting, or some of them should be getting their free chocolate shake sometime soon.
I should have participated.
Other than that, that's what I have for you guys.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in and representing MWR for this week's Department in the Spotlight. That wraps up this week's Department in the Spotlight. We'll see you again next week.